I stared at the glowing numbers on my laptop and felt my chest tighten as if someone was squeezing the air out of me. "This can't be happening," I whispered, though I had repeated the same line every night for weeks. I rubbed my eyes and tried to focus, but the numbers didn't change. Lena walked past my office door without looking inside. "Hey, I called. Can we talk for a second?" She didn't slow down. She didn't even pretend to think about it. She just said, later in that cold tone that felt sharper each day. I followed her into the kitchen. "Lena, please, just 5 minutes," I said. She opened the fridge like I wasn't there. "I'm tired," she said. "I don't want to do this tonight. It's not just tonight," I said. "You barely talk to me anymore." She shut the fridge and crossed her arms. "You're imagining things," she said. "I'm not imagining anything," I said. "You hide your phone every time I walk in." She rolled her eyes. "I'm allowed to have privacy." I said. "The problem," I said. "Distance is." She looked away instead of answering. My phone buzzed in my pocket. It was Marcus. "Bro, you okay?" his text said. I stepped into the hallway and called him. "It's bad," I said. "Lena barely talks to me." "Something feels off," Marcus said. "You sure she's not hiding anything?" "I don't want to think that," I said. "She's my wife." "I know," he said, "but trust your gut. Don't ignore the signs." I didn't want to hear that when I walked back into the kitchen. Lena was gone. Her phone sat on the counter, lit with a notification. I saw the words "message deleted" before the screen dimmed. My throat tightened. I picked up the phone without thinking. Another alert appeared. "New message from Jay." My stomach dropped. "Who the hell is Jay?" I whispered. Just then, Lena walked back in. "What are you doing with my phone?" "I just saw it light up," I said. "I didn't open anything." She snatched it out of my hand. "You had no right." "Then explain it," I said. "Who's Jay?" "A coworker," she snapped. "At midnight." I asked. "Don't start," she said. "You're paranoid." "Maybe," I said. "But paranoia comes from somewhere." She walked away again, leaving me alone with a pressure in my chest I couldn't shake. I leaned on the counter and tried to breathe. "This isn't us," I whispered to myself. "We don't lie to each other." But even as I said it, I felt the truth pressing against my ribs. Something was slipping. Something was breaking, and I couldn't hold it together anymore. I went back to my office and dropped into my chair. The screen still showed the same sinking numbers. I whispered, "I'm losing everything." A moment later, Marcus called again. I answered with a shaky breath. "It's worse than I thought," I said. "There's someone texting her. Someone she's hiding." "What did I tell you?" Marcus said. "You felt it. You knew something was wrong." "Didn't want to believe it," I said. "I kept telling myself she was stressed. And now?" he asked. I pressed my hand to my forehead. "Now I'm scared of the answer." "I need you to stay sharp," Marcus said. "Don't ignore it anymore." "What am I supposed to do?" I asked, accuse her. "Demand answers she won't give?" "You watch," he said. "You listen. You protect yourself." I didn't want to hear any of that. I didn't want to imagine my wife choosing lies over me. But the fear was already there, crawling under my skin like ice. After we hung up, I sat alone in the dark office. The silence felt heavy, like it knew something I didn't. I whispered, "Please let me be wrong." But deep down, I felt the truth waiting in the shadows, and I knew that whatever was coming next would change everything I thought I knew about my life. I closed my eyes and whispered, begging the truth to be wrong, though it already wasn't today. Marcus called me the next morning and said, "Did you ever find out who Jay is?" I told him, "Not yet, but I'm going to." I hung up and opened Lena's tablet. Hoping for something she forgot to hide, I found a gym schedule and a name highlighted. Jason. He worked at her fitness club, 26 trainer. Charming smile in every photo. My hands shook. "So this is Jay," I whispered. I grabbed my keys and followed. Lena's shared location when she left that evening, I kept telling myself I was wrong, that I was being dramatic, but my stomach said otherwise. When her stopped at a hotel, I whispered, "Please, no." I parked across the street and waited, gripping the steering wheel like it could hold me together. After 20 minutes, Lena walked out with him. Jason laughed, touched her shoulder, and leaned close like he had the right. Lena smiled in a way she hadn't smiled at me in months. I whispered, "No, no, no, no." My legs trembled as I stepped out of the car. I wanted to scream her name. I wanted to grab Jason by the collar and ask who he thought he was. But I couldn't move. My chest tightened until I could barely breathe. They got into a rideshare and left. I stood alone in the cold air, feeling something inside me snap. I got back into my car and stared at the hotel entrance until the lights blurred. I whispered, "How could she do this?" On the drive home, every streetlight looked like it was shaking, but it was just me. I walked into the house and found Lena in the living room, pretending nothing happened. "Where were you?" I asked. She didn't flinch. "With a friend." I laughed, but it came out broken. "A friend named Jason?" Her eyes narrowed. "Were you following me?" I held up my phone. "Your location tracks. You know that." She crossed her arms. "You had no right." "I saw you walk out with him," I said. "I saw everything." She sat down like she was tired of me. "I deserve to be happy." I stepped back. "So I don't make you happy?" "Not anymore," she said. "Jason listens. Jason cares." I grabbed the back of a chair just to stay steady. "You're leaving our marriage for a boy from your gym?" She didn't blink. "If that's what it looks like, then yes." I whispered. "Lena, please." She replied, "I've already made my choice." I felt the last piece of my hope fall apart right there, I said. "Then there's nothing left to talk about." She stood there like a stranger. "You always make everything about your fears," she said. I said my fears came true tonight. Shh. She looked away. "You were never around." Jason was. I felt something break in my voice. "So this is my punishment for working?" She said, "This is your punishment for not seeing me." I stepped closer. "I begged you to talk to me. You shut me out." She crossed her arms again. "And now you want to blame me?" I whispered, "I just want the truth." "Fine," she said. "The truth is, I haven't loved you for a long time." I felt the air leave my lungs. "When did it happen?" She answered, "When I realized someone else made me feel alive," I said, "Jason." She replied, "If that's what you need to call it." I shook my head. "I never thought you'd throw everything away for him," she whispered. I didn't throw anything away. One chose myself. I stared at her and said, "Then I hope he was worth it." She didn't respond. She just walked upstairs. Leaving me alone with the truth, I sank onto the couch and whispered, "I lost her, and she doesn't care at all." I covered my face with my hands and let the silence swallow me. I said to myself, tonight was the end if she won't admit. I stared at the balance sheets on my screen and whispered, "We're done if I can't fix this." My voice cracked in the empty office. When I heard Lena in the hallway, I called, "Can we talk?" She stepped in without emotion and said, "What now?" I swallowed. "The company is crashing. I need your help." She leaned against the door like she already regretted being there. "I'm not your savior," she said. I whispered, "You're my partner. Most of the assets are in your name. You can't hold the company together alone," she sighed. "I'm tired of your excuses." "These aren't excuses," I said. "I'm begging you. Please stand with me." She crossed her arms. "Why should I?" I stepped closer. "Because we built this life together," she replied. "You built it." "I just watched." "Lena, please," I said. "The staff, the debts, the contracts, everything collapses if we don't act." She looked at her phone instead of me. "I'm not responsible for your failure." I felt my chest tighten. "Our failure," I whispered. She said, "No. Your company was always more important than me." I shook my head. "That's not true," she shrugged. "Jason understands that. He listens." And my heart jumped. "So you're saying he's better for you?" She didn't deny it. I sat down because my legs felt weak. "Lena, I'm losing everything. I need you to help me hold the last piece," she said. "That's not my job." "Then what am I to you?" I asked. She looked bored. Right now. A burden. Before I could speak, her phone rang. The screen showed Jason's name. She answered without hesitation. "Hey, babe," she said. I felt my stomach twist. She kept her eyes on me while she talked. "Yeah, I'm here." "He's stressing again," I whispered. "Lena, please." She ignored me. "I'll come by after." "Don't worry, I'm done hiding," she said into the phone. When she hung up, I asked, "You're showing off on purpose?" She shrugged. "I want everything out in the open. Even my humiliation," I asked. "Especially that," she said. "You're choosing him over the company?" I asked. She nodded. "Jason supports my dreams." I laughed, but it hurt. "What dreams require destroying your husband?" She said, "Stop acting dramatic. You'll survive," I whispered, "not without your help." She turned away. "I'm done giving more than I get." Dropped to my knees without thinking. "Lena, I'm begging you," I said. She glanced back. "Get up." "That won't work on me. Please," I whispered. "Don't let everything fall." She walked toward the stairs. "It's your mess," she said. "Clean it up alone." I reached out a hand, but she didn't pause. "Lena," I said, "you're really leaving me to drown." She stopped halfway up the stairs. "You'll be fine," she said. "You always pretend to be weaker than you are." I shook my head. "I'm not pretending. I'm scared. Everything's falling apart." She didn't come back down. "Can't believe you're doing this," I said. "After everything we built," she replied, "you built it. I just waited for you to notice me." Jason did. My chest tightened. "And that's enough to walk away?" She said, "It's more than you ever gave." I sat back on the floor because standing felt impossible. "So this is it?" I asked. "You're choosing him and letting the company die?" She answered, "I've chosen myself," covered my face. "We're supposed to be a team." She shook her head. "Teams lift each other. You drained me." "I never meant to," I said. She replied, "Intent doesn't matter when I'm miserable." I looked up and whispered, "I still love you." She stared down at me like I was a stranger. "Love isn't enough anymore," she said. I felt something inside me collapse. "So you're really done?" She nodded. "I'm done." I sat there shaking, wondering how I could survive this. I stared at the stack of overdue invoices on my desk and whispered, "This is the end, isn't it?" My voice felt small in the cold office air. I called out, "Evelyn, can you come in?" When she stepped inside, I rubbed my forehead. "We're slipping faster than I can react. Everything's collapsing around me." She closed the door gently and said, "Tell me how bad." "It's bad," I replied. "Investors are pulling out. Clients are delaying payments. Staff are resigning faster than I can process the notices." She shook her head. "You don't deserve this. Not after everything you put into Novatech." "I'm the one steering the ship," I said. "If it sinks, that's on me." She walked closer. "You haven't failed. Circumstances did." "Sounds like something people say before they leave," I muttered. Evelyn frowned. "I'm not leaving. Even without a salary, I'm staying. Someone needs to hold the line with you." Her words hit me harder than any resignation letter. I slumped into my chair. "Why would you stay?" "Because you're a good man in a bad storm," she replied. I sighed. "Lena already left me before the company did. I just didn't want to see it." Evelyn hesitated. "She actually moved out." I nodded. "Jason helped her pack." She looked down. "I'm sorry. She took most of our accessible assets," I said. "Half the emergency reserves were under her name." "That's cruel," Evelyn whispered. I shook my head. She called it reclaiming her independence. Evelyn met my eyes. "And you're still trying to save everyone else? That says something." My phone buzzed with another final notice. I tossed it across the desk. "That's the third today. We'll face it with dignity," Evelyn said. "Dignity." I laughed weakly. "I don't have any left." "You do," she said. "More than you realize." When she stepped out to brief the finance team, I sank forward and covered my face. "I built Novatech from nothing," I whispered. "How did it all fall apart so fast?" The silence answered me with a weight that crushed my ribs. I felt the company slipping through my hands like sand. By evening, HR informed me that 3 more engineers resigned. I called one. Is there anything I can do? I asked. He sighed. I'm sorry, boss. I have kids. I can't risk staying with everything so uncertain. I understand, I said softly when the call ended. Guilt settled inside me like concrete, walking through the dim office. I saw empty desks, unplugged monitors, half-finished projects, abandoned like casualties. I failed you all, I whispered. When I reached my door again, Evelyn stepped out. We'll finish the financial summary tonight, she said. Thank you for staying, I whispered. Truly. She nodded, but didn't smile. That night, I returned home, or what used to be home. Boxes lined the hallway like gravestones. Lena? I called. She appeared briefly. I'm heading out. Jason's waiting downstairs, so this is it? I asked. She shrugged. We want different things. You want him? I said. I want a life that isn't tied to yours. She brushed past me with a suitcase. You'll survive, she said. You said that when the company started falling, I replied. You were wrong then. Goodbye. When the door clicked shut, the house fell so silent, it felt personal, like even the walls were relieved she was gone. I walked from room to room, touching furniture we chose together. Every object felt like an accusation. How long were you lying to me? I whispered. No answer came, only the echo of footsteps that weren't mine. I sat on the living room floor, surrounded by fragments of a life that suddenly felt borrowed in the morning. My phone rang again. We need you at the office, Evelyn said. I exhaled. Is there anything left to save? A long silence stretched. We'll talk when you get here, she finally said. When I arrived, she handed me a folder. It's over, she said. Novatech is dissolving. The words hit harder than Lena's departure. I nodded because there was nothing left to fight. I walked into my empty office and closed the door behind me. Same week, I lost the company and the woman I loved. My voice cracked. What am I now? The silence didn't answer. But I felt the truth settling in my bones. Whatever came next would be built from ashes I never meant to touch.
I moved into a small apartment after selling the house, and the first night I whispered, I'm still breathing, but I don't feel alive. Marcus knocked the next morning and shouted, Open up, man. I cracked the door, and he grimaced. You smell like despair. I muttered, I haven't slept. Or showered, he added, pushing inside. Sit. We're fixing this. I slumped onto the couch. I don't know where to start. Start by not dying in this cave, he said. You need food. I can't eat, I whispered. Everything tastes like failure. He grabbed my shoulders. She left. That's on her. You're still here. I looked away. I keep replaying everything. Stop, he said. You can't heal if you keep cutting the wound. Later that afternoon, Evelyn called. Are you settling in? She asked. Not really, I said. I'm drifting. Then anchor yourself, she replied. Let me help you plan your next steps. I exhaled. I don't even know what I have left. You, she said. You still have you. Marcus returned with groceries. Eat, he demanded. I poked at the sandwich. I'm ashamed, I said. My company died, my marriage imploded, and I'm stuck in a shoebox. You're mourning, he replied. But mourning doesn't mean you stop moving. I'm angry, I admitted. At Lena, at myself, at everything. Good, he said. Anger means you're waking up. That night I sat by the window, looking at the streetlights. What am I supposed to do now? I whispered. The room didn't answer, but the silence felt less suffocating than before. The next morning, I forced myself out the door. During a slow walk around the block, I murmured, one step, just one. I bought cheap coffee from a cart, and the vendor smiled. Rough day. Rough life, I answered. But saying it out loud made me feel lighter. When I returned, Evelyn called again. Can we meet tomorrow? She asked. We'll figure out how to rebuild. I don't know if I'm ready, I said. You don't need to be, she replied. You just need to show up. Okay, I whispered. That evening, Marcus dropped by again. "You walked today," he said. "Proud of you." I shrugged. "It was nothing." "It was something," he insisted. "Little routines stack." I nodded. I wrote a page in a journal. "See," he grinned. "You're crawling out." When he left, I sat on the floor and whispered, "I'm hurt, but I'm still here." And for the first time since everything shattered, I believed it. The next morning, I forced myself to clean the apartment. "One corner at a time," I muttered. Marcus called. "You up?" "Yeah," I said, trying to act human. "Good," he replied. "Evelyn told me you're meeting her. She's helping me figure out my next move." "Let her," he said. "She actually cares." I paused. "Do I deserve help?" "Everyone does," he replied. "Even idiots like you." I laughed weakly. "Thanks, I guess." After cleaning, I sat at the table with my journal again. "Write something," I told myself. "Anything." The words came slowly. "I'm not broken. I'm bruised." In the afternoon, Evelyn texted, "Proud of you for trying." I stared at the message and whispered, "Maybe I can try harder tomorrow." As evening fell, I stepped outside again. The air felt cooler, cleaner. A neighbor nodded at me. I nodded back, surprised by how good it felt to be acknowledged. When I returned to the apartment, I whispered, "I'll rebuild. Slowly, piece by piece." I sat quietly for a while, then added, "This time, I'm building myself first." The thought scared me, but it also steadied me. I breathed deeply. "Tomorrow," I whispered, "I'll meet Evelyn, make a plan, and try again." My chest ached, but it also warmed, just slightly. "I'm still here," I said. "And maybe that's enough to start over." The room felt less empty, and I finally breathed. I stared at my tiny desk and whispered, "Let's see if I still know how to work." My first consulting client, a small printing shop, sat across from me. "So what do you think?" the owner asked. "I think you're bleeding money on outdated machines," I said. "Let me show you a plan." When he nodded, I felt something shift in me, like a weak flame catching air. After the meeting, I called Evelyn. "I did it," I said. "I actually helped someone." She answered, "Good. Now let's find your next client." I laughed softly. "You're becoming my partner." "Unofficially," she said. "Officially, I'm just making sure you don't fall apart again." 2 days later, we met a bakery owner who needed help. "You really think I can recover?" she asked. "Yes," I told her. "But you need a new supply system." Evelyn leaned in. "He's good at saving sinking ships." I said, "I learned the hard way. Now I want others to avoid my mess." After we left, Evelyn nudged me. "You're getting better at this." I replied, "I feel like I'm waking up." She smiled. "Good. Because someone wants to meet you." I frowned. "Who?" "A tech investor," she said. "Serious guy. Big money." The next afternoon, we met Mr. Hale at a hotel cafe. He wore a strict expression that made my stomach twist. "You're the man who lost Novatech," he said. I nodded. "Yes. And now you're consulting for small businesses?" "Trying," I said. "I want to use what I know to help others." He tapped the table. "Do you still have ambition?" I swallowed. I thought it died, but I'm finding pieces of it again. He leaned forward. "Show me one major project. One real win. If you deliver, I'll fund your next idea." I stared at him. "You're serious?" "I don't joke about money," he replied. Evelyn whispered, "Say yes." I said, "Yes. I'll prove myself." Outside the hotel, Evelyn asked, "Are you okay?" I laughed nervously. "I feel like someone plugged electricity into my spine." "Good," she said. "Use that spark." "I will," I said. "But I'm scared." She touched my arm lightly. "Being scared means you care." That night, I scrolled through my phone and froze. Lena and Jason were posting pictures together, smiling, hugging, showing off new gym gear. My chest tightened. Marcus called right then, almost like he sensed it. You saw the photos, didn't you? Yeah, I said. It hurts, but it also feels distant. That's healing, he said. You're moving on. I don't know if I am, I whispered. Then why aren't you breaking down? He asked. I paused. Because I'm busy rebuilding something. He whistled. Look at you, rising from the grave. The next week, I threw myself into work. We need a clear plan for this big project, Evelyn said. Something that will impress Hale. I replied, I'm thinking of helping the printing shop rebrand completely. She nodded. That could work. Let's build a full proposal. We spent hours talking through ideas. You're good at this, she said. You're good at keeping me focused, I replied. She smirked. Someone has to. When Marcus visited, he looked around my apartment. You cleaned, he said. I'm trying, I told him. I feel like things matter again. They do, he said. And you're starting to matter to yourself. I laughed quietly. Maybe. He leaned back. How's Hale? Terrifying, I said. But he believes I might have something left. Do you? He asked. I thought about it for a moment. Yeah, I said softly. I think I do. Later that evening, Evelyn called again. I finished the draft proposal, she said. Check your email. I opened it and whispered, This is good. It's your vision, she said. I just shaped the edges. Thank you, I told her. For everything, she replied. Don't thank me yet. Impress Hale first. I laughed. I'll try. No, she said. You'll do it. When I finally lay down, I stared at the ceiling and murmured, I'm not the man who begged anymore. I'm the man trying to rise. And for the first time in a long time, the darkness around me felt less like a grave and more like quiet space where a spark could grow into something brighter. I heard it first from a client at the coffee shop. Did you see Lena's posts? He asked. She's arguing with Jason again. I froze. Really? Yeah, he said. It's all over her stories. I didn't respond, just sipped my coffee and whispered, I can't believe it. The words felt strange, part relief, part disbelief. I didn't interfere. I just let it happen. Later, Marcus called. You heard about Jason? I shook my head. He quit his gym job, Marcus said, and he's using Lena's money to start some fitness brand. I exhaled. So she's being drained. Looks like it, he said. I didn't think she'd fall this hard. It's weird, I said, seeing karma unfold without touching it. Marcus laughed. You've earned the right to watch quietly. I nodded, though he couldn't see me. I feel lighter somehow. The same week, Evelyn stopped by with a grin. How's the big project going? I said, better than I expected. Clients love the new system. She raised an eyebrow. Hale still impressed. I nodded. He scheduled another meeting. He said if I deliver, he'll fund the startup. Evelyn clapped softly. Then it's happening. I whispered, it feels good to succeed without losing myself this time. At night, I checked social media. Lena's posts were frantic. I can't believe Jason just spent all my savings, she wrote. Another post, why does he ignore me now? I frowned but didn't smile. It's not pleasure, I whispered. It's acknowledgement. Life is balancing itself. Marcus appeared in my thoughts. See, you're not broken. You're learning patience. I let that thought sit. The next morning, Evelyn came over early. Ready for the presentation? I nodded. I've rehearsed a dozen times. Good, she said. I'll make sure Hale sees everything clearly. I smiled weakly. I wouldn't have made it here without you. She tilted her head. You would have. I just kept you from doubting yourself completely. I laughed quietly. I still doubt myself sometimes. That's why you're growing, she said. Doubt keeps you sharp. By noon, we were at the meeting. Hale leaned back in his chair. You delivered, he said. This is exactly what I wanted. I exhaled. Thank you. I'll fund your startup, he continued. Full support. I felt my chest rise. I can't believe it, Evelyn whispered. You believed it eventually. I nodded. I had to. Couldn't fall back into despair. Good, she said. Because you deserve this. Back in my apartment, I scrolled again through news about Lena and Jason. Another fight, another post. I regret everything. I whispered, life has a way of sorting things out. Marcus called that evening. You okay? He asked. Yeah, I said. Better than okay. Seeing her struggle without my involvement, it doesn't feel satisfying, but it feels right. That's growth, he said. You're moving forward without vengeance. I nodded. Exactly. That night, Evelyn and I worked on proposals for the startup. I trust you completely, I said. She looked at me. I trust you too, she replied. That's rare. I smiled. It feels rare to trust someone without fear. Then we're doing it right, she said. Step by step. I whispered, step by step. That's how I survive now. Later, I sat by the window, city lights glowing. I whispered, I'm rising. Slowly, quietly, without destroying anyone else. My chest ached less, the old wounds hurting but not consuming me. I thought of Lena and Jason, and the strange peace of watching life correct itself without my hands in it. I'm alive, I said. And I'm stronger. Evelyn's words echoed, doubt keeps you sharp. I smiled. I'm ready for the next spark. I walked into Phoenix Score's new office and whispered, finally, this is mine. The walls gleamed, monitors buzzed softly, and the first client calls came in. Everything looks perfect, Evelyn said. It's just the beginning. I smiled. Feels good to be in control again. She nodded. You earned this. I exhaled. I earned this the hard way. Late that afternoon, my phone buzzed. Jason. I froze. Business advice? I scrolled through the message. I'm desperate. Can you help me with a project? My fingers hovered, then I deleted it. No, I whispered. Not worth it. Evelyn leaned over. He's jobless, desperate. You can ignore it. I nodded. I will. Let him figure out his own mess. An hour later, another notification. Lena, we need to talk. I felt a storm inside. My chest tightened. My mind raced, but I stayed calm. Not now. Not ever again, maybe. I muted the message and continued reviewing project proposals. You okay? Evelyn asked. Yeah, I said, voice steady. Just memories. She gave me a small smile. Focus on now. I nodded. That's all I can do. The next morning, the office door opened. Lena stepped in. Her heels clicked against the polished floor. I watched her from my desk. I didn't expect this, she said softly. You look successful. I gestured toward the busy office. Welcome to my world. She glanced at monitors, staff, contracts. Her eyes widened. How did you? She paused. This is everything I destroyed. I said nothing, just watched. She cleared her throat. Jason ruined my life. I can't fix it. I leaned back. I see. She swallowed hard. Can we try again? I exhaled slowly. Try again. She nodded, tears brimming. I want us back. I made a mistake. I studied her face, the stress lines, the regret, the exhaustion from a life that wasn't hers anymore. You ask that as if I'm the same man you left. I know, she whispered. But maybe we can start over. I shook my head. Maybe we could have once. She stepped closer. I'm alone. I need you. Please. I stayed seated. My heart raced, but my mind stayed still. You think destruction can be undone with apologies? I asked. She faltered. I don't know. But I've realized what matters. I watched her quietly. You wanted him over me, over everything we built, I said softly. And now he's gone, And you want me back? She nodded. Yes, please. I interrupted. I don't know who you are anymore. Her face paled. She opened her mouth, then closed it. Evelyn appeared behind me, whispering, "You're strong. Don't lose it." I exhaled and looked at Lena. I rebuilt my life. I am building something new. And I won't undo that for someone who abandoned me. She trembled, words caught in her throat. "Please, just a chance," she whispered. I shook my head slowly. "I can't." She turned, steps echoing against the floor. I watched until the door clicked shut. The office hummed around me, filled with purpose, energy, and people who believed in me. I whispered, almost to myself, "I don't know who you are anymore." Evelyn touched my shoulder. "You did the right thing." I nodded, eyes on the empty doorway. "I did. And I finally feel free." The city skyline outside the window reflected a new beginning. I smiled faintly. This is mine. Not hers. Not his. Mine. I leaned back, watching staff move with purpose, contracts being signed, calls connecting clients. And I realized something. For the first time in years, I wasn't running from the past. I was building the future. And it was brighter than I imagined. The office door opened, and Lena stepped in, trembling. I need to tell you something," she whispered. I didn't respond, just gestured to a chair. She sat, eyes wide, voice shaky. "It's Jason. He stole my savings." I raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" She swallowed hard. Every dollar I had left, gone. He cheated on me, took the money for his own business, and then, he abandoned me. Her voice cracked. Tears ran down her cheeks. I didn't see it coming. I thought I could trust him. I stayed silent, letting her speak. She was unraveling, and every word she said dug into my memory. The nights she left me, the lies, the betrayal. I'm so sorry, she said, voice trembling. I made the worst mistakes. I begged him to stay, but he laughed. I lost everything. She looked at me with pleading eyes. I don't know what to do. Please, help me. Please forgive me. I swallowed the tightness in my throat. Lena, I said slowly, I hear you, but do you think I'm your safety net? She flinched. I thought. You thought I would fix everything. I interrupted. She nodded miserably. I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't know better. I leaned back in my chair, voice low. You chose him over me, over everything we built. You wanted someone else while I was trying to keep our life together. She cried openly now. I know I was wrong. I regret it every day. I exhaled, feeling the familiar mix of anger and heartbreak. Regret doesn't undo what's done, I said. It doesn't fix the nights I begged you to stand by me. It doesn't repair the company, the life, the trust you shattered. I'm sorry, she said again, voice breaking. I'll do anything to make it right. I shook my head. There's nothing you can do for me anymore. This isn't about revenge. It's about boundaries. I am not your solution. I am not the person you turn to when everything else collapses. She whispered, I don't know who to turn to. You should have thought of that before, I said quietly. Before choosing him, before leaving me, before breaking what we had. Her head dropped. I could see the shame, the despair, and part of me wanted to feel satisfaction, but I didn't. I just felt the clarity of knowing I wouldn't go backward. I hope you learn from this, I said. I hope you understand the weight of your choices. She nodded, unable to speak. After a long pause, she stood, trembling. I understand, she whispered. I'm so sorry. Without another word, she walked out, leaving the office heavy with silence. I exhaled and felt a strange mix of relief and lingering pain. The next morning, Marcus dropped by. So, he asked, eyes curious. Handled her. I nodded slowly. I didn't cave. I didn't say yes. I just stayed firm. He grinned. Good. That's growth. You didn't let your past pull you down again. Evelyn appeared behind him, smiling softly. I'm proud of you, she said. It's not easy to watch someone break and stay composed. I exhaled. It still hurts, but I feel stronger. Marcus nodded. Pain teaches lessons. You lost everything once, and it grounded you. Look at you now. Phoenix Core, respect, control. I smiled faintly. And karma did its work without me lifting a hand. Evelyn whispered, sometimes the world balances itself. You just have to keep walking forward. I nodded. And I am. Stronger. Wiser. Unshakable. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the skyline outside the window. The city was moving, alive. I whispered to myself, I've been broken, humiliated, betrayed, and I survived. And now I am free. I stood in front of the old house, the one Lena and I had shared, and whispered, this is it. The last time. The lawn was overgrown, the paint peeling, and the front door groaned as I pushed it open. Dust floated in shafts of sunlight. I stepped inside slowly, heart pounding. Everything's smaller than I remembered, I muttered. Boxes sat in the corner, waiting for me to reclaim what little remained of my old life. I knelt and picked up a cardboard box labeled Personal. I ran my fingers over the worn edges. This is me, I whispered. The man who begged for love that wasn't real. I lifted a photograph of Lena and me on our first anniversary. Her smile was bright, naive, and now painfully ironic. I placed it back. Goodbye, I said softly. I'm done being him. A letter fell from the bottom of the box. I unfolded it carefully. I thought I could change you, Lena had written years ago. My lips pressed together. I crumpled it gently, letting it fall into the box. You never understood, I whispered. And now it doesn't matter. I closed the box and taped it shut. I carried it to the door, breathing deeply. Time to leave the past behind, I said, almost aloud. Outside, the wind brushed my face. I inhaled sharply, feeling a strange lightness. The house felt smaller, insignificant, as if all the pain it held had been left inside with my old self. I'm free, I whispered. My phone buzzed. It was Evelyn. Are you ready for that walk we talked about? I smiled faintly and typed back, yes. Let's go. We met at the park. The trees swayed gently, sunlight dappled the path, and birds sang in the distance. Evelyn walked beside me. It feels good to see you smiling, she said. It does, I admitted. It feels quiet, peaceful, strange, considering everything I've lost. She nodded. Sometimes peace comes after the storm. I kicked a pebble along the path. I keep thinking about that man I was. Weak, desperate, begging for someone who didn't care. That man is gone. Evelyn glanced at me. And the man you are now. I smiled softly. Stronger, grounded, not bitter, not seeking revenge. She looked at me with warmth in her eyes. You've earned that. I chuckled faintly. Earned it the hard way. Losing everything, company, marriage, dignity, taught me more than success ever could. Evelyn nodded. And you survived. I did, I said. And I'm still learning. Every day. We walked in silence for a few moments, listening to the rustle of leaves. I feared that I'd never find peace, I whispered. That my heart would stay tangled in anger and regret. But it feels like a weight has lifted. Evelyn smiled. You let go. I nodded. Not because I forgave her. Not because I sought justice. But because life already delivered it. She lost what mattered. Karma did its work. I survived stronger than I imagined. She glanced at me with something unspoken. Are you ready to move forward? I exhaled. Yes. Step by step. But cautiously. I've learned that hope is fragile. I'll protect it. She chuckled softly. I'll walk beside you if you let me. I looked at her, eyes steady. I think I'd like that. We continued down the path. I breathed in the fresh air, feeling warmth seep into my chest. I'm done with revenge, I said. Done with pain dictating my choices. I've lived it, learned from it, and now I can finally create a life for me. Evelyn nodded quietly. And you will, she said. I paused to watch children playing nearby. Laughter echoed, light and free. It's strange, I said softly, to feel hope again without strings attached. No expectations, no bitterness, just life. Evelyn smiled. It suits you. I turned toward her, voice calm and strong. I carry the lessons of the past, but not the weight. I can love, trust, and live fully again. She squeezed my hand gently. And I'll be here, she said. I looked ahead at the sun breaking through the trees, golden and unshakable. Goodbye to the man who begged. Goodbye to the life that broke me. I'm alive, I'm free, and I'm ready for what comes next. My heart swelled with quiet strength. Life delivered its justice, I whispered. I don't need revenge. I just need to live. And as we walked on together, I finally felt it. Peace, hope, and a life rebuilt from ashes, stronger than I ever imagined.